Okay, so we have just addressed the awarding stage project inbound material logistic operation management, namely with one competent logistician at the project level, the instant saving over logistic cost, the direct cost, can be easily reaching into anywhere between $2 to $5 million. Obviously, one depends on the contract value itself, and two, how well experienced the logistician on the project is. So beyond the awarding stage logistic tasks, there's obviously the pre-awarding logistic operation management task, namely the planning. So why do we even need a real plan? Well, the less instance incurs in the project material logistic operation process, the less chances of the capital equipment delivery delays, which lead to the operational revenue loss by number of days the deliveries are delivered. Well, how do you identify the risks, assess them for the quantified financial impacts directly, indirectly, and to have the viable and available countermeasures given the geographic locations and the geological conditions around the construction site, the green side, brown side, whichever applies here. So you have to have first all the relevant transportation mode experiences, knowledges, so you can build up the operation model series with the experience and knowledge drawing to your own knowledge base accumulated individually, intuitively. If you don't have the computer software tools to help, the humanly possible scenarios that you can create in time to have a really good planning, obviously you can only achieve certain number of scenarios directly out of your own experience. And of course, that is associated directly with the quality of your planning. The more risks you identified, assessed, and you propose the good countermeasures actually directly corresponding to the identified and assessed the risks, the better plan you have that is more likely whoever the 3PLs or whatever 4PLs working at the execution stage will have the much higher respect for the planning and more likely to comply. In the plan execution stage, rather than just start all over with their own plan that has nothing to do with whatever you did for planning. So at this stage, we mentioned earlier, the more significant logistics saving is actually the indirect part, which is to prevent or to minimize the operational revenue loss created or associated with the capital equipment deliveries delayed by number of days. Obviously, if you look at the market price say 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever dollars per barrel for the day. And then you multiply that by number of days the project delayed. And then at the daily production capacity, then you're looking at how much financial impact directly quantified as the damage that is could be and should be avoided by the better planning. So if you don't have the logisticians who actually have all the relevant experiences and the knowledge, do you really trust the planning done by such logistician placed on your project? By my experience, most of the project managers do not have the confidence in such planning done by the logistician typically brought in under contract from outside. Well, there's your problem. We're looking at least tens of millions of dollars could have been saved but never did. Why? Only because lack of competent logisticians. There's the problem. Can you improve that? Sure you can.